Namaste Anuradha ji, welcome to Cowism.
Thank you.
So, just to introduce you, of course, I have known you for a really long time, and you have been working in the space for cow welfare and animal welfare in general for a really long time. And you're like my go to person if I have any doubts. But to give you a formal introduction, Anuradha ji has been the force behind Holy Cow Foundation, which is primarily working for cows in India. She's an avid animal lover and the foundation of Friendicoes, which is basically a home for abandoned pets. She's also the founder of KARE, which is kindness to animals and respect for environment. Anuradha ji has organized the first pet show in India back in 1975 with the concept of raising healthier and happier pets rather than giving importance to the breed of the dog. Her article and the concept "Killing the Crisis, Not the Animal" was the beginning of animal birth control project for stray dogs at government level. After learning about the pitiable conditions of indigenous cows and the various ways through which they benefit mankind, she decided to take the initiative and establish Holy Cow Foundation. So, welcome to Cowism once more. It's really a great honor to have you. Could you tell us a little more about, how what motivated you to start or embark upon this journey? Because not many people can do what you have been doing for such a long time.
So, actually, my journey goes back to when I was in school. And we had a British lady coming to our school and speak about her stay in India. And she was Crystal Rogers. And she had started the very first animal shelter in Delhi. And it was called the Animal's Friend. So, she had shared with us in the school talk that how she was on her way to Australia and Delhi was in transit for her. And here she saw a Tonga horse lying on the road because of the heavy burden that was put onto it, and nobody coming to help. So that lady decided to stay back in India. She did not go on to Australia, and she said that the animals in India really need help. So, when she came to our school and said all that, I mean, I was very ashamed that why a British lady should take so much care for our country, for our animals, while we Indians don't lift a finger. And kind of that day I decided that I would do something. So that's when I just kind of that those time there was no internet, nothing. I was 15 years old that time. So the only thing I could think of is that let me start by raising some money to help animals. And that's what when I came up with the concept of a pet show. And I organized it in our local colony garden. And I still remember we raised 1200 rupees that time. And from that 1200 rupees we gave 600 to Crystal Rogers to help in her shelter, and 600 Mother Teresa was going to come to our school. So, and you must understand that at that time people were not concerned about animals in India. They were more concerned about humans. So whoever I would approach, they would all tell a 15-year-old girl that why are you helping animals when humans need so much help? Why are you not helping humans? So that's to kind of balance that time. I gave 600 rupees to Mother Teresa. And of course, now that I'm older and much, much more wiser, so I, look back at my folly that time. But anyway, that was what came across. So I kind of started like that. And because the pet show was a success, I started holding one every year. And then in 1975 itself, Friendicoes was born. And, so even at that age, I knew that if I wanted to continue something, it must be sustainable. It can't be that I'm always depending on people for donations. So my mind started working like that how will I make something sustainable? And so, that time I came up with the idea that I will start a small clinic. So one side we'll hire a doctor, a vet, who'll run the clinic, and we'll treat animals, we'll treat pets, and we'll charge them money. Then the money we raise from that, we will use to help the stray animals. At that time, there was nothing happening for dogs. Now we see every second house, every second child very worried about dogs. So please do understand that in 1970s, there was hardly anybody helping dogs. There were a lot of gaushalas even at that time, but there was nobody helping dogs. So, Friendicoes was primarily formed to help stray dogs. And a lot of times, we would find injured dogs on the streets, and there was no place to take them. Our parents wouldn't allow them to come bring them to the house. So that's how Friendicoes was born. And I'm very happy to share that today Friendicoes is one of the largest animal shelters in Delhi, though I have disassociated myself from it nearly now 25 years ago. But it's still being run by very capable people who have, really taken it from a small beginning to a very big, and now they have a very big shelter in Gurgaon also. Then I had a then of course then I did a little bit of more work in through KARE. Now that you mention it, KARE was just kind of something few friends of us got together, and we started looking at the legal implications, that how can we fight for animals legally. So we had a few other members who were very they were good at making records, they were good at doing research and making papers. So that time we helped Mrs. Menka Gandhi to get the ban implemented on the use of wild animals in circuses. And also, we created a lot of reports and things, and did a lot of research, gathered information, and passed it on to people who were doing something about it. Also, we that time we did against dissections in schools, because a lot of the schools used to make the students do dissection, even though they were not going to further go into science stream. Even the arts students were made to do dissection, and I had revolted against that in my school as well. So this feeling of not hurting living beings, and especially those beings who can't speak up for themselves, it seemed like a huge injustice happening to for these animals, because there was nobody to speak for them, nobody to understand their feelings, and they also felt pain just as we did. Then after KARE, then I had a big break in my life from animal service. I was into other things. I was into a lot of spiritual reading. I studied a lot of our shastras, and I got more motivated at that side. Then in 2012, I just came across a pamphlet, talking about the condition of cows. So, that made kind of woke me up, and I thought ki just look, we do so much prayers, in our shastras. Wherever Brahmin comes, Go and Brahmin always comes together. Nowhere will you see that the cow is separate from the Brahmins. So it's kind of just made me more conscious about it. And then I started noticing, oh my god, look at the cows on the streets, they're eating garbage. Otherwise, one gets so used to seeing certain things that you stop really noticing it. So a lot of people, they see the cows eating garbage, but we don't even bat an eyelid. And when we see injured cows, then also we say कि कोई और कर देगा, हम कहाँ करेंगे, it's such a big animal, what can we do, so that that comes naturally to anyone, that what can I do. But somehow I have never had that thing. I always feel that I must do what I can do. There are a lot of things which I can't do, so I don't dwell upon that. I dwell upon what is it that I can do, how can I make a difference. And then I was exposed to the panchgavya from that we make from the cows, and I saw that there were so many products in Ayurveda that are made from cow dung and cow urine. And of course, in the beginning, I was also a little apprehensive, that I didn't want to use a shampoo which has cow urine in it, or use a face pack which has gobar dust in it. But slowly I got over that, and we started with the dhupatti. So, the dhupatti was something which everybody uses in their house. We use agarbatti. Then I came to know that agarbatti has so many harmful chemicals. And then I used this dhupatti made from gobar. तो फिर जैसे जैसे इंटरेस्ट बढ़ता गया, वैसे वैसे मैंने रिसर्च किया. आई केप्ट ऑन रिसर्चिंग वेयर कैन आई गेट दीज थिंग्स, एंड आई केम इन टच विद लॉट ऑफ पीपल who were already involved in it. So, what was happening is that the cow products that were being made and sold, their packaging was pathetic. Very, very bad packaging. And सब पे जय गौ माता, जय गौ माता. Now, I thought that, ऐसे हम अर्बन्स को नहीं पकड़ सकते. Maybe a certain category of the people will not identify with these products. So the first thing that I did was to hire a designer and completely give us a new packaging. And I made the brand called Holy Cow. So holy cow is because India considers the cow holy. That was one aspect, and also because in the Western world, it's used as an exclamation, "Holy cow!" Like that. That's so crazy. So products from Gobar and Gomutra, they were crazy, and so we hit upon this brand called Holy Cow. And like they say, the rest kind of just fell through. We also organized Holy Cow music festivals. This one thing led to another, and always there was somebody supporting. There matlab, behind, I think, any good intention, the entire universe helps you in somehow or the other. So this there's a very fancy mall in Delhi called Select City Walk Mall. Anybody who comes to Delhi has to visit that mall. So unke owners se jaan pehchan ho gayi, and they gave us a small stall to put up in the mall. Holy cow stall. So we started putting all these holy cow products, and these products were made in a Gaushala in Barsana. It's now like it's one of the largest Gaushalas in the world because they house nearly 65,000 cows. So I went there. I visited so many Gaushalas to see what's the condition there, which are the good ones, who are doing good work, who are fooling people. So, as you kept on going and so much information came, and a lot of people joined. कुछ अच्छे थे, कुछ चीट कर रहे थे, कुछ खाली नाम के लिए थे, बट धीरे धीरे सब हटते गए. जो लोग नहीं जेन्युइन थे वो लोग हटते गए. But it was a very, very tough work to do marketing of the products. It was not an easy job. Even though we had a very good product, we had very good packaging, we had a
Yeah.
good outlet in the Select Mall, yet marketing was very tough. And I'm not a marketing based person as such, so I don't know how you can list yourself on Amazon, how you can do this, how you can do that. So it was getting a little overwhelming for me. So a few years ago, I one of my friends, she said that if you can't do it, because I said that now I can't do it and I'm going to shut it. So everybody said, no, no, don't shut it, and we'll all help you. So this one friend of mine, she also runs another NGO. She said, okay, let's do an agreement, and I will do the marketing of the products. So very happily, I allowed her to do it, and now she has rebranded it as Holy Cow Lakshyam. So Lakshyam is her own NGO where she works with the slum children. So that happened. Then, while I was in this process of establishing Holy Cow, we also wanted to give training to people, training to the Gaushala people, कि थोड़े बहुत तो आत्मनिर्भर बनो. Don't depend upon donations alone. There's lot of things you can do, and we say गौ में वसते लक्ष्मी. तो आपके पास तो गोबर का ढेर है, तो फिर आपको लक्ष्मी की क्यों कमी हो रही है? तो आप गोबर को यूटिलाइज करो किसी पर्पस के लिए, and don't let it just go waste, and don't let it just flow in the nalis and clog the nalis, pollute the rivers. Make use of that gobar. So we also were teaching people how to make some of these products. So our highlight was when um, what is that that Ma Amritanand May, in the south, Ma Amritanand May. So we got a call from their ashram that we want to learn how to make these products. So we arranged a person to go down to their ashram and teach them how to make these things. So ऐसे ऐसे कुछ कुछ
Amazing.
लाइफ चलता रहा. फिर ये मैंने प्रोडक्ट्स उनको दे दिए. फिर हम लोग जाते थे, वी वर गोइंग टू द गौशालास की भाई तुम करो करो करो, बट हर जगह देयर वाज अ प्रॉब्लम. they didn't have staff. They said हमारी गाय रख को संभालने के लिए staff नहीं हो रहा. How will we make the products? Once we are making the products, who will buy the products? So that we ran into a block there. So then I hit upon this idea that instead of us going to various people teaching them, why don't we start a center? Because I always had a small little Gaushala of my own, where my father-in-law had told us that always keep a cow. So luckily we had some land, so we've always kept cows. तो मेरी गाय वहां रहती थी. तो I said, instead of going after people to learn things, let me make a center at my Gaushala. And what I'm trying to tell to people, let me first at least try in my Gaushala. Let me see if I can make my Gaushala sustainable before I tell people to go and make their Gaushala sustainable. So then I hit upon this idea that what if I kept more animals here, not just cows? So slowly this concept of the Barnyard came about, which is a petting farm. Because there's so many farm animals which go through a lot of pain and suffering because they all end up in slaughter. All farm animals end up in slaughter. And there are a lot of people who save such animals, but they don't know where to take them. So we created a space at Barnyard. Today we are housing 250 animals there. And there's a variety of all animals. Like we have ducks, geese, rabbits, guinea pigs, we have goats, we have sheep, ponies, donkeys, and of course cows and dogs. So ये सारे animals rescued हैं other than the cows. So ये हमने उधर एक petting farm start कर दिया. And I myself didn't realize कि ये इतना successful हो जाएगा. And it really became successful. We didn't do a single advertising. We would just put some pictures on the social media, and by that, and by word of mouth, in Delhi it spread. So people started coming, they would bring their children, then schools started coming. So it became a platform by which we are able to tell people that animals also feel pain. And who knows, some child might get inspired by it and do something big, like how I was inspired at the age of 15 to start something. So ये barnyard का हमारा concept has been very successful, and it was started 3 years ago. And I'm very happy to say that we have reached a level of sustainability. Not only sustainability, we are able to help more people. So we have been able to donate 3 ambulances in Delhi, animal ambulances, where they pick up cows, where they pick up injured animals from the roads. And now we are supporting 2 gaushalas in Vrindavan. They needed a boundary wall, they needed sheds. So all that was done in Radha Mohan Gaushala. Then somebody sent a post that there's some 40 cows starving inside a compound, and because the owners are not present there, so हमने उधर we started sending the chara there. So we are once you have funds and everything, then you're able to spread it and do much more work. So working on a sustainable model, I feel, is very, very important in anything you do. So this has been my kind of my life journey up till now.
It is so incredible. I mean, from a childhood dream to what you have achieved, and you have shown an example of sustainability and raised this awareness, what you felt as a young girl, and bringing about the same change for students of today. Like I was seeing today, a school visited the
Yes,
barnyard.
yes.
It's
And
really incredible.
primary schools of Delhi called Modern School, very, very old school of Delhi, and a very high end school. So, the kids coming from there, then they telling their parents, they're telling, so that way, word by word, it'll spread. And also, another very big thing has happened is that we were approached by Quality Catering. Now, Quality Catering is a well known name in Delhi, and
Yes.
they also do non-veg catering. So they wanted to do a tie-up with us to run, to be our empaneled caterers for birthday parties and for the cafe. So we insisted that it has to be only vegan food. And quality catering is managing our cafe and the birthday party caterings, and doing only a total 100% vegan menu. So the concept of veganism is also being promoted, because see, I understand that people say that हमारे शास्त्रों में लिखा है दूध and ghee are very important for us, but we really need to know कि पहले के जमाने में दूध और घी हमें कैसे मिलता था. किसी बच्चे की जान लेके दूध नहीं मिलता था. We used to look after the male calves also, because they were very important for us, because in the agriculture they were used. But now the male calf has no use at all. So they're all thrown out, they are slaughtered, they are starved to death, or they are sent off to Bangladesh or to states where bullock slaughter is allowed. तो हमें ये देखना बहुत जरूरी पड़ेगा कि the what is the kind of milk and milk products that we are getting today. So I really feel कि जो एक टाइम पे जो गाय का दूध अमृत होता था, वो ही गाय का दूध आज हमारे लिए पॉइजन है, क्योंकि हम गाय की लुक आफ्टर नहीं कर रहे. जब तक हम गाय का ध्यान नहीं रखेंगे, हमें कोई हक नहीं बनता कि हम उसका दूध लें.
Very beautifully summed up. यही सच है that what is available in the market today is all obtained by separating the cow and the calf.
Yes.
Uh, most of the milk, मतलब 99% भी बोल सकते हैं, you know.
बिल्कुल बोल.
Yeah.
The cows
So,
tied to a खूंटा, एक खूंटे से वो गाय बंधी रहती है या तो पूरी जिंदगी, या वो गार्बेज खा रही होती है. जो डेयरीज है वो लोग बांध के रखते हैं, और जो ये फ्रेश मिल्क बेचते हैं थोड़ा थोड़ा, वो लोग खाली गार्बेज खिलाते हैं उन गायों को. तो अगर हर हिंदू ये अपनी ड्यूटी बना ले कि आई विल हैव काउज मिल्क ओनली इफ आई सेव वन काउ, then
yes,
our cows will also get saved. I have a grouse against our Indian temples. We have so many temples. We are ready to give the chadhawa from the temples to the government in taxes. But why are the temples not opening? Every temple should have a Gaushala, not a dairy, but a Gaushala. Why are they not supporting so many Gaushalas which don't have funds, where the cows are dying of hunger? So अगर हर टेम्पल एक गौशाला अडॉप्ट कर ले, आई टेल यू, मतलब the look of India will change. The
absolutely.
moment
Yeah.
we take care of our Sanskriti will take care of us.
Very true. And in fact, Karnataka, they said that each Goshala should be given Gochar lands. So it's more
Yeah.
like one thing leads to the other. If temples take responsibility, they have Goshala, and then the Goshala extends itself to making sure that the Gochar exists. Then, like you said, we would be a completely transformed country with healthy soil, water resources, everything. All the
Yeah.
problems get solved.
One cow alone, the cow can run our country, but
Yes,
provide that हम अपनी नजर उसके ऊपर डालें. you know we,
exactly.
we just want from the cow. We just keep on wanting. Kitna,
Yeah.
how much chori are we going to do? Where will this chori take us? In Gita God has said कि अगर हम रिटर्न नहीं करते हैं तो उसको तुम चोरी ही मानो. तो हाँ, आपने दूध तो ले लिया गाय से. हाँ, 35 rupees you want milk in 35-40 rupees. Do you even know how much fodder costs? Do you even know how much dana costs?
Absolutely. In
So
fact,
the yeah.
Lord Sri Krishna was the one who was against dairy. He was the one who was breaking pots and saying that the people who are actually collecting milk are thieves. I'm not the thief, you are the thief, because you're
Yeah.
separating the calf and the cow. What he
Yes.
taught us in turn was grazing, on Gopashtami when he started grazing.
Yes.
So we forgot that principle and only focused on milk. So
Only.
definitely we've gone somewhere wrong.
There are no grazing lands left. जो every village जिसकी grazing land थी, सबने अपनी बिल्डिंगें बना ली हैं उसके ऊपर. तो they all benefiting. So this is only chori, nothing else.
So thank you so much for sharing such valuable insights. And I'm sure the listeners would be thrilled to listen to all the information and valuable experience that you had to share. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for joining us.
Shivali, for giving me this opportunity, and I wish you and Kawism a lot, because it's a very good effort that you have put in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.